Good morning, everybody. This is Stacy Turner with our DMOpro Zoom. We have some new friends joining us. Maybe others are locked in because of the snow wherever you are. I hope you're warm and safe. I was telling them we're in southeast New Mexico and lots of snow, probably 5 inches, maybe more. I don't know. I didn't actually go out there and measure it because it's cold out there. But in here, it looks like a lot that I'm looking at. But last night, it froze. There must have been re rain or moisture in the air, but all of the branches are covered in ice on the trees, and it's just gorgeous. And again, I'm thankful I can work in here and not out there because it's miserable. Schools were closed. I wonder if they'll even be closed tomorrow because we just don't have the trucks and things to clear off snow like in other places. I grew up in northern New Mexico and there was lots of snow there, and we went to school anyway. Um, and then also we lived in Boston, but Nicole is joining us from Florida, and I think she might have the right, might be in the right spot. So I see Dr. Terry with her warm mug and all cozy there. But we also lived in Fort Lauderdale, and I do miss those winters. Those were awesome. Those were great, great winters. So hope everyone has had a great week. And I thought I would discuss with you guys today this Facebook group that's been going. I don't know if you guys are a part of it, but it's there's a couple of them. There's one called the Wellness Edit, which is fabulous, and it has a lot of like Juice Plus stories and experiences in there, which is fun to put your people in. There's another one called the Business Edit. And so that's definitely more business minded. So for those of us sharing like things that we have learned or we're doing that we're finding traction with on the business side. So that's just for partners. And then there's another one that has been started, and Christy Claimer has been a big part of that, and Ethne Defoe and Kurt Beavers. I would say those are the three main people that are running it, and they're just doing a fabulous job with it. Christy is so on it. And you can invite people into it. I would say just give them the direct link for to like invite them. So they just have to click on it and join. And then we as moderators will approve them. And Christy's really great about letting you know, hey, your person came in. And so just a couple of days that I've put some effort into it, I got a lot of people into that group. And so just because they go in the group doesn't mean that they're going to be watching the videos, right? And for some reason, my brain is frozen on even what this Facebook group is. Someone remind us. Like I was like, I'll think of it. It'll come to me. It's not coming to me. So, um,
Wellness reset, you mean?
yeah, the wellness reset. Thank you, Lisa. Yes, you're great. So, yeah, the wellness reset. I need more of Lisa in my life. I think, Lisa, you need to just kind of come follow me around and be my editor, be my like be my assistant. You're fabulous at it. You are great. I need one of those. Yeah, so it's the wellness reset, and every day they have somebody assigned to make a video on a different topic. So each week has been different because daily it's different. And then other people are putting videos in there that are like a recipe, like showing you how to cook something. Like Heather Koenig, she did a spinach salad, no, broccoli, sorry, it was broccoli, roasted broccoli and shrimp. And just gave this recipe and like showed how to make it. So I'm enjoying the videos too. And I was just thinking, man, since it's cold and a lot of people are locked down across the country, I know a lot of Texas is, that today would be a great day to really invite people well into that and then start tagging them into those videos, different videos. So let's say you know somebody struggles with autoimmune issues, you could go through them, and each video is actually tagged with like what the topic is. So you could find the topics that you think would interest them and then tag them in those videos so that it does show up that they can see it. And we're not talking heavy juice plus in there, which is good. Like I don't think I said the words juice plus in my video that I did. We're just really trying to give them a lot of content and just some really great value to their life and to helping them on their health journey, and just wanting them to find like us as a resource is really what it is. And I'm telling you, girls, there's some incredible speakers in that group. When you look at the people that have done the videos, you're just like, man, we are surrounded by goodness. Like these are people that I have learned from for the last 20 years. And that's crazy to say because most network marketing companies, and I know we're different than network marketing as well, but even so, people don't stay that long. I think their average is like 2 years. So for so many of us to say 20 plus years is really incredible. And you get to learn from them and you get to share the value that they have learned over the years with your prospects. And really, this just builds a lot of belief too. And if they'll take the time to go in and listen, and even if you don't get prospects in there, guys, even if the people that you add in don't watch the videos, but you watch the videos, I promise your belief is going to be built by this education. I mean, really smart people that have taken a lot of years to learn something, to learn a skill and then to share that with us. And just the broad range of topics is really encouraging. So last week I did how to save time and money on meal prep, and it was a great reminder to myself. And I was like, yeah, I should actually do some of these things even more. Like, it's, yeah, get in line and let's do that. So even for ourselves personally, I think it's going to be an encouragement. It's going to be an education and encouragement, just like it will be to our customers and our prospects. And I have found, people are very receptive to coming into the group. So we just want to make sure that they, you know, stay in, or once they're in, that they're actually seeing the content. And that's going to be through one-on-one conversations. So how do you manage that? Like, what is some way that you can invite and then really manage that well? A couple of things I would recommend is as you invite them, and I will say this, like I'm inviting like super broad through Project Broadcast, right? So my messages could go out to 300 people. There's no way I can write down all of those names, but I can write down the names of those who respond, who like the message, who comment back, and then who's actually joined. Those are the names I'm going to focus on because I can't focus on 380 people. But if I can narrow it down to at least who has responded and who has joined, then my focus is maybe 30 people that I can start to have some one-on-one conversations with. And I can go back and ask them, hey, what are you thinking about that group? Did you find any of those videos helpful? I'm going to guess most of the time they're going to be like, oh my gosh, I forgot. Like, I totally forgot. I said, I got in there, but I haven't watched any of those. And then I can say, I personally made a video, or I can say, I watched this one and I thought of you. I'll tag you in it. And so you're just doing some dialogue back and forth. And you just never know what that conversation is going to lead to because any conversation, right? We say this like action or activity always gets results. If you're moving in the right direction, you're doing the right things, eventually you're going to get some traction with that. So even in the case of I'm doing doula work now, and I'm starting to build relationships with other doulas in the area, and um, they see and like they become a Facebook friend of mine. Now they're starting to ask questions to me about what is this Juice Plus, because I also post about that. And I'm in connection with them. I show up at the meetings. I'm not even talking about Juice Plus to them. I haven't started those conversations yet, but yet they know that's also what I'm about. And I'm building trust with them in the one-on-one to where they're going to want to know what I'm doing. So again, the activity that I'm doing isn't so far out of my realm of how I'm helping people, right? That it's going to lead to more really good people that have a heart for also helping people. You see? So like whatever you're doing, whether it's a pottery class or a painting class, look in your community and see what's going on to where you can just start plugging yourself into what other people are doing. That's fabulous. There was somebody in my town that did a dream board activity, and I was like, what? Like, she's not from here. She moved here. You think I want to go meet this gal? It got canceled yesterday. I'm going to send her a message and say, I'm so sorry your class got canceled. I was looking forward to it. Are you going to redo it? I want to build relationship with someone like that. She says that she's a life coach. You think maybe that I want to build a relationship and a connection with somebody who's doing something that actually does a class and like this is dream, right? So be a part of what other people are doing and then be your good, valuable self that you just bring value to the conversations that you're in. And that's really what this Facebook group is. It's just another touch point. It's another reason to reach out. And you just never know like what somebody else is going to hear that you've said the same thing and it really has made sense to them as well. So using your DMO planner is a great place to keep those conversations because if you're using papers just somewhere else as you write down people's names that get in, I would use the event section on our DMO planner and then just write the wellness reset Facebook group and then write those people's names in that are interested or that you know get in there. And you can go in and look at members and see who joined in. You can search the members. If you're like, did Sally actually click that link and get in there? You can search for Sally's name and it will say that she's a member. So you're like, okay, so Sally's in. So you write down her name. And then those are your touch points throughout this next week. That Facebook group isn't going to go away. They're not going to close it down at the end of this month. They'll keep it open. So I'm not sure what that continues to look like, but it's still content that is there. And I'm pretty sure that Kurt is bringing those all into YouTube videos as well. Each person's YouTube video or video into a YouTube link. So we'll have access to those as partners, not so much as the customers themselves, but then we'll have that as a resource where you can send people these specific videos, which will be, I think, pretty cool too. So just remember that so much of our business is not built on activity I do right now, I get results right now. And that's kind of hard. But if you realize like most good things in life are that way, right? I mean, relationships are that way. Finances are that way. It's accumulation of good choices and right conversations, good people that you're around, conversations where you're offering value, that they enjoy being with you. You know, one of my best compliments is when somebody moves away and says, I just miss being with you, Stacy. Like I wish, I miss being there. I just need some Stacy time. I got that conversation and I was like, "Ah, that is like the best, that somebody misses being around us because we're helpful and we're happy and we give them value and they enjoy our presence as much as we enjoy them. And it's all of that, all of those things add up. And so a lot of times, people will put in some effort and then they want results right now, not realizing it's going to be delayed. And so, whatever it is, if you guys have kind of stepped back over time, maybe over the last year, you're just not doing as much activity. It takes time to get that going again. Even the 2 months I was in Dallas working with the kids and the new baby and everything, like it just takes it's like momentum of conversations get lost because I'm not here in person with them. I don't see them. My brain was in a different headspace. And so, like, stepping back into this, knowing I'm going to be here for a couple more weeks for sure, that steady, I need to maximize this time. And I can do that, but I'm going to have to be intentional about it. And so, all the little good steps keep going, just keep going, keep having conversations, keep reaching back to them, and you'll start to get results. So it could take a good 3 weeks of like consistent conversations before you get results. And then it's going to take probably 3 months from now before you really start to see a difference in your paycheck. And that delayed gratification is hard for people, especially our new people. New ones can have a harder time. Not so much like if they're brand new, they're super excited, they get a bunch of customers and they're like, woohoo, and I got a paycheck, and then wow. And then that's like all of their warm market has been spoken to, and now they're going to actually have to work for those customers. And then, and work to get more conversations going, and they can kind of fade away, fizzle out because that's where it kind of starts to get hard. And as long as they can just keep up with some activity and you keep plugging in with them, they'll keep getting results. It just might look a little bit different. So I would love to hear from you guys today. I would love to hear what is something that one of your customers or your partners, somebody in your life has said recently to you, a benefit of Juice Plus, um, that they're seeing in their life something that you have seen, that you've been a positive impact on them. And I'll start with three that I got this week, and then I want you guys to hear, I want to hear from you because I want to give you guys these examples. One was my friend Natasha. When she moved to this area, she ate no vegetables. She was like, I don't like them. She was just super picky. She went to McDonald's and ate every single day, at least a Coke that she would get, but most of the time, like a full meal. And I would, just joke with her, like, I don't know if we can be friends, just joking with her. But she came to every event that I did, every health event. She ended up she's on our team. She's more like a customer with us. I know she won't be watching this video, but if she did, it would still be positive. So she came to every event, but she would just not order Juice Plus. Like she could have done the event for me. And I finally was like, Natasha, why are you? I don't understand this. Like, how do you know all this information and not order Juice Plus? Like, you could answer the questions that people are asking in the audience. And she said, because I don't eat healthy, it feels like a cheat. And I know I don't eat healthy. And so it feels like it would be a waste. And I was like, no, ma'am, I'm not sure what part of the presentation you heard on that, but that is not what it is. It's supposed to help us because we don't eat enough. And so now it's been probably 2.5 years that she's been on Juice Plus, and well, maybe not quite that long, but she sent me a message and said that she went to McDonald's, got her daughter something, but for the first time in her life, she did not order anything from McDonald's, and she went home and made herself a spinach salad with roasted shrimp or something like that. And I was like, are you kidding? And I was like, I'm so happy. And I said, really, that's one of the best compliments I've ever gotten, to see somebody's, total. And she said, I've lost some weight recently. I ate cauliflower this week, which I have never eaten before. And I think about that too, right? These are delayed results. It wasn't like she started taking Juice Plus and then, man, a week later she was just eating vegetables and became a vegetarian. This is how life works, like you just keep doing the right thing. The right thing was to start taking Juice Plus and putting that into her body. And over time, her body is using that and being a part of our community, and the education and, things that she learned from me. It changes your mindset and how you think about it. And then now she's making these healthier choices. Like that's what we do, guys, right? That's what we want to encourage our customers to understand. This may not be this miraculous story that you have right away, but watch how hers has evolved. And another team member of mine said that taking the super biome, that she has lost, what did she say, 5 pounds, and that her stomach is flat for the first time in her life. And like she said, I wake up and my tummy is flat, like I'm not bloated, and she's loving it. And then my niece has been taking the super biome and said that she has been sleeping much, much better, and that she's ready to order again. So, um, I think that we have to remember sometimes when you're hearing no, or just hearing nothing from people that you're talking about, and kind of feeling like you're ghosting or getting ghosted, these stories are going to come along. Like, be patient in that process, and waiting for those stories are going to come along, and you're going to get those, and you're going to remember, okay, this is why I do what I do, and I needed those this week, for sure. So you guys tell me, what are some wins that you have seen with customers?
Stacy, I'm going to go real quick. And your comment about how she wanted to eat cauliflower now and the spinach salad, and I think about our health study, how it shows that people start craving better foods too after taking Juice Plus. But my story is like a 20-year-old story. Some clients that I've had or used to have when I was personal training, a couple, and he used to be a coach and she used to be a coach and in high school. And so they have a great reputation. She got cancer. I talked to her about Juice Plus, but they, you know how they are, just, throw it off. And pretty soon they're eating asparagus out of the can. And I'm like, dang, why would you not want to get all these fruits and vegetables with studies instead of asparagus out of can? And so they started taking Juice Plus. She started taking the capsules. Her husband, Dave, um, like the gummies. Well, fast forward 20 years and he's got dementia, pretty intense, but the one thing he still likes to grab is his gummies. The one thing he still knows and likes. And Dink has told me that she knows it really helps them to stay healthy and pass the ugly things that are coming around.
Yes, that's so great. That's a good 20-year
Hmm.
experience. Thank you. Bernadette?
Yeah, I this just happened yesterday watching the Rams game, but I not the Rams game, the Patriots. One of my neighbors, I just checked on her because I gave them some samples of Juice Plus. Her daughter has asthma really bad, and she's 2. She's been in the hospital in December 3 or 4 times, and I just went out of my comfort zone and said, I just want to gift you with some. I don't do this usually, but I had extra. And I said, I just think the power of nutrition is so important. So fast forward, I she checked, I've been giving her, dropping her videos and, different information. And she said, it just makes sense. And she said, we're really trying to fit this into our budget. Well, she didn't want to become a partner, even though it was free. I did all of that. And I said, I get it. She works full time. And yesterday, I said, so are you ready to get started? Because I knew the samples were running out. And she said, yes. She said, just call me or let me know how I do it. So then I did the partner thing, talked to her about it, and she wasn't interested. And I sent her a link, and she ordered right away. And she sent it back to me, and she said, "Thank you for your support." So to me, that means all the difference in the world because it's hard. She's a new neighbor, but I hated seeing her daughter so sick. So that made me feel good. So that was a fun game or a fun
Yes.
day at the
Fun day.
game.
Yeah. It's so good. And it's like you see somebody in the pool struggling to swim and you have a life vest or a ring. How do you not throw that to them? But how do you throw it to them in a way that doesn't knock them in the head or push them under the water, in a way that they will receive that? And I mean, when people are desperate, we just it's hard not to say something. And so great job, Bernadette, with that. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Alita?
Hi, you guys. Okay, my thing is that it's kind of cool. I've been reaching out to people that were reps underneath other reps that have left the business. And just reaching out and say, hey, you know what? I remember in 2015 when we, whatever, some memory that it would jog their memory. How have you been? What is going on? And, after not talking to somebody for 15 years and because you saw them at a conference and you had a good connection, they were so happy I reached out to them. And they're like, you know what? I always felt really, really good taking Juice Plus. And I'm like, oh, well, you know what? We got some really good deals going on right now. And so I've been doing that a lot. And I've been getting several orders the last few months with the intention that I was going to ask them to join back again. So one of my reps that was underneath somebody else that was in Montana, she is in town right now and she's up in Sedona and she's going to stay with me for 2 or 3 days at the end of her trip. And then another one just lost her husband like last year, and I didn't know that. And her daughter's in Hawaii and she misses the gummies. So they have been, at first she started the superfoods and didn't care for the kind, so if it's your first order, you can send it back even if they drink at all. And so she just I said, why don't you just take the capsules? That's what I do. And she goes, yeah, I'm going to take the capsules. So we replaced that with the capsules. So just reaching, I think we sometimes forget about the people underneath the people. And that's how I was captured. It's like, Chris Cotton called me out of the blue and I had no idea who he was because my sister got us all on the product way back when, 26 years ago. And I had no idea who that family was, Chris and Nikki Cotton. So when he called me, I was obviously ready. And so I think that that's a really good tip is to go down below, look at an old PVC report. I'm sure you have them on your computer. I just got through cleaning all my emails out, but just look at an old one and reach out and call and say, hey, I was just thinking about you. I haven't talked to you in years. What's going on? And don't even bring up Juice Plus. They will. They will bring it up because that's their connection to you. So anyway, I just thought I'd throw that out there.
That's so good, Alita. And we could also use like go back through your phone and look at pictures from conference. and send them that picture and say, we had such a great time and I miss having you in our life. How are you doing? I mean, just anything. Like, people like to be seen and heard, right? We want to know that we matter and that we've been seen and heard. And what a great example, Alita. It takes time to do that, right? So if you have this massive team like Alita does, girls, like she's got a great big team, take 5 a day. Just make I'll do 5 a day. And 5 new conversations. Like, if you're really wanting to build, it's going to take more than our 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 in our DMO, right? It's going to be 5 by 10 by 10 by 10. Like, it's going to take some serious intention of those conversations. But what else are we going to do if we've got time? Let's be intentional about it. You can reach out to a ton of people in 10 minutes, and then don't respond to anyone that responds in that hour. If you're setting an hour, you're just sending out information. Send it out, send it out, send out your ships for a good hour of time. And when people respond, don't respond back. Just keep sending out information, because once you start responding, you're going to get derailed on those conversations. But like, just send them out, and then the next hour, take time to respond back to those conversations. Like, 2 hours of business work really is not that crazy for those of you that are really wanting to build your business. And so I just was talking to myself right then. So maybe somebody else needed to hear that, but it's so true. Okay, anyone else want to speak up?
I'll go quickly if you can hear me. Yeah, that I definitely need to hear that. I did that this morning. Went back and forth with someone, but anyway, so I have two quick stories. One, my grandnephew never ate one vegetable. He wouldn't even eat a cucumber. And so he does the Healthy Starts for Kids. And last time he was at my house, we were making pizza for Vacation Bible School. And he comes in and sees me grating zucchini on his pizza. And he's like, "Hey, Lisa, what are you doing to my pizza?" I said, "You need to be quiet and go in the other room. I'm in a hurry." So anyway, now when he comes to my house, he actually loves it. He came back in, he said, "That was really good. Can I have more?" And now when he comes, he asks me if we're making pizza, "Do you have any zucchini?" Like, the kid didn't even know what a zucchini was before. And my other quick story is a guy last year that I ski with got really sick. And I called him up because he's a single guy. And I said, "Would you like it if I brought some soup over?" So I have some homemade chicken soup. And so he said that would be great because he hadn't eaten it all. So I bring him the soup. And he messaged me back and said how great that soup was. And I said, "Well, I have another carcass in the freezer. Would you like me to make you another soup?" And he said, "That would be great." Well, I stuck a superfood in it with him, and he had it. And he now orders 3 times. Like, he is taking 3 superfoods a day. And he told me that in the locker room a couple of weeks ago. I'm like, "Well," I'm thinking to myself, "if you can afford it, that's awesome." But he's like, "I love this stuff." And he's like bellowing it around me. So hopefully I'll get some other sales around in the locker room from him. But he
Nice.
loves it.
So see how Lisa brought value to his life. She served him first, right? She saw a need that he had, a physical need of hunger, and then she reached out and offered to help him because she has such a great heart. Like, who wouldn't want to be with Lisa and friends with her? And she saw the need, she reached out, she met that need for him, and then she brought Juice Plus in because he valued what she had to say or had offered him. He was more open to the next step. And so that's so fun, Lisa. And that he's drinking 3 times the amount. That's insane. I think he's addicted then.
Yeah, I actually would have never even told him about it because I just never had the opportunity to figure out how do you get in there without, because he's usually he's a pilot and he's very stern, not stern but focused kind of. So I would never had an opportunity to really do anything. So it was really cool how it worked.
Yes, absolutely. See the need and serve. That's great. Thank you, Lisa. Anyone else want to share?
I will share a quick story, Stacy. I had a husband and wife customer who started eating Juice Plus about 2 years ago, and the husband he he kind of half-heartedly did it, for about the first shipment or whatever. And then he just said he also had some gut issues that I wasn't aware of. And it kind of gave him some, distress or whatever. So he quit. And he's like, I can't do that. I just can't do it. And so, but his wife's been very, very consistent. And back before Christmas, and other times as well, but this was kind of the clincher. He got a terrible case of the flu and was sick for a couple weeks or more, and she stayed healthy. She was around him all the time, and she stayed healthy. And he drew the conclusion himself that he thought, the juice plus is what's making the difference. She gets sick and I don't, and so I'm going to give this stuff another try. So he's doing that now, and now that I know that he has some digestive issues, we're starting him very slow, so he has no distress, no issues, and no reasons, to say no, I can't do this. And so far so good. It's been He's been back on a week now. He's starting his second week, but I'm just starting him, really slow, one capsule at a time. And so I just thought that was a cool story. He noticed, he realized that Juice Plus had made a difference for her, and the lack of it made a difference for him. So
Yes. That's great. And a lot of times, spouses will do that. And I've had, customers say, we need to place an order for my husband because he's taking my Juice Plus. That was mine. He said he didn't want it. He didn't want to do it, but he saw the changes in me, and now he wants it. And one of my customers, Chris, at the time, so her second time of ordering, and she just started with the fruits and veggies. So it was time to reorder again. And she said, Bob says he wants some too. And so I don't know if I can see any changes, but he's the one that sees that. He can tell. He said, I have more energy than he does, and he wants what I have. And so I was like, okay, let's become a partner. You might as well order from yourself. And she's, a sales coordinator on my team, and it started from that. So Bernadette is so wise to just ask. Ask if they want to partner with you. You don't know if they're going to say yes or no. She said, no, I just retired. I don't want anything else to do. And I was like, yes, you do. You're going to get bored being retired. I can already tell that about you. And how long are you going to be okay just kind of hanging out with your horse? Like, I do think you're going to want something. And it was actually, I showed her the DMO planner, and that's what got her excited about it because she wanted a plan. She liked having something that she could follow, and it gave her direction. And that's one of the reasons why she said yes. She said she looked at the planner and thought, okay, this could be fun. And I was like, okay, let's go. And she moved away. She's a couple of hours away, and now she's in Florida for half of the year. But we were just talking yesterday, but it was her husband seeing the results in her. And then we joke, Chris is our Me Too girl, because every time at a coffee chat that we would have friends, people sharing their experiences, she would say, "Ah, me too. I noticed that. I know my hands don't hurt as much either." And then, a couple months later, it would be like, that's right, me too. My gums aren't bleeding. Me too. And then so we just called her the Me Too girl because she was constantly saying that. It was a lot of fun. But over time, we saw those changes with her, right? She saw in her faithfulness of just taking the capsules, things changed with her too. And she said yesterday, her husband is they're going to take him off of the blood pressure medication and her thyroid medication. The doctor said, well, we're probably going to take you off of that next time that you come in. So that's great blood work. And to be off of medication like that, that's huge. And they've changed the way they eat. They drink the shakes. Like, it's all a part of a piece of the puzzle, and we get to be a part of something that really impacts people, guys. And sometimes in the day-to-day, in the conversations, and the feeling like somebody's ghosting you, and you're just like, I don't know if this is worth it. Just the distraction of life that can pull us away. We need reminders of these stories because it is powerful. And really, that's what these Facebook groups are. And if you need a reminder, if you personally are like, I don't know if this is worth it, I don't know if it's worth my time to put into this, or just feeling like you're not getting traction, go back in and listen to those stories and spend some time just feeding your heart and your mind with positivity and education. It's great information information and just build up that belief again. And something you can direct your team members to, especially your new team. It's great education for them and just belief building. So I hope you guys all have a great week. Thank you for joining us, and we're gonna just end this recording.